Hello boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, this is Enter Point channel and here is a new lesson for Trading Foundation. Beep, 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 boop, beep. This lesson begins with an introduction to a psychological of trading. This is a set of rules that takes control of your psychological and emotional state during trading. An important point I want to point out right away is that no matter what technical strategy you have, no matter how confident you are in it, your deposit can fall apart at one important stage. This stage is the psychological of trading. Now we will analyze the elements that make up the psychology of trading. What condition you should have for trading and what condition you should avoid for trading. You need to work on everything that we will discuss in this lesson. Work at certain points at yourself, and if you follow the recommendations from this lesson, you will significantly reduce the risk of emotional depression. Let's get started. Your physical and emotional state plays a big role in trading. Let's now list the most pronounced factors that should avoid trading. Physical conditions include fatigue, drowsiness, hunger, injury, restlessness, aching, and so on. Emotional state includes stress, irritability, anger, excessive joy, and excitement. Feeling unwell and uncomfortable can greatly distract from trading, and this will significantly affect concentration. I think it's not even worth mentioning the drug and alcohol association, because it's logical and understandable. Such factors contribute to a decrease in attentiveness at judgment. Strong positive and negative emotions cause excitement and reduce control of actions. Let's take a detailed look at the main problems in the psychological of trading that affects its effectiveness. Lack of discipline is the first and one of the most important problems. What you should try for development of discipline. If you lack discipline, then you can forget about other aspects of psychological and in general compliance with the rules of strategy. It will be difficult for you to keep everything under control. The next point is the psychological boundaries of the bank. A person has psychological factors in the size of the bank they work with. Many of you may have such situation when you have worked with a certain bank which is comfortable to trade with which everything works out, with which you understand that is happening in the market. You make deal after deal and come out in a good plus. You increase your bank 5 times, sometimes even 10 times. And as a result, your bank gets bigger. The transaction amount gets bigger. But at a certain point, you start draining the deposit. Why is this happening? Because you are reaching the very psychological boundaries of your bank that you are not able to realize and trade with them as calmly as you worked with a moderate bank for you. I also went through the certain stage. I tried to make deal for large amounts, but in the end, I come to conclusion that it is important for me to make a stable profit. The next problem is a frivolous attitude to trading. An interesting fact is those who have a serious and large bank is not affected by this problem. But there's also such cases that mainly concern those who just started to learn trading. If you're not serious about trading, then you better not trade. If you have come indulge excitement to check whether you are lucky or not, then this is right. No one forbids it, but just accept as a fact that it's not easy money where you can consistently make good result with the luck. I treat trading like a business. It helps and sets you up for serious, frightful work. The next problem is the fear, loss and panic. People start draining the bank before they are afraid they cannot relax. This is an additional factor that makes you trading worse. You are afraid for your money, and subconsciously you're already setting yourself after draining the deposit. You begin to have doubt about whatever you marked the level there, where you correctly identify the trend and so on. The caution is superimposed on each other and you drive yourself into a panic and afraid to open deals. If you have such feelings, it's better to slow down, calm down, take a break and come back to trading later. Start the analysis from scratch is high probability that you will evaluate the picture in a different way and you will already feel better. You will understand what is happening on the chart and be aware of your actions. Also, to avoid such situations, you need to carefully set the deposit you want to work with. You cannot trade with your last money and you cannot trade with your borrowed money. This is strictly forbidden. It will only add to the stress. The next problem is self-doubt. If you are serious about trading, that you need to be confident in your actions. You need to understand what you're doing, why you're doing it, why you don't have to work at random. There must be a blend for this or that situation. It shouldn't be like you enter it into a deal and don't know why the price did not behave the way it should. We need to practice. For example, if you are trading on the signals and didn't have time to enter into a trade, you should understand when it is still possible to enter into a trade and when it may be too late. Understand that it's not a big deal to miss a signal. There will be more signals forecasts, but the market is constantly moving. But entering into a deal late and expecting a good result from it and losing money is much worse. You have to be confident. You have to be calm. By the way, if you want to find amazing group with the best forecasts, join close Telegram group Trading Foundation. You can find link in describing. And the last of the main problems is maximalism. It's often found among novice traders. For example, you get a boost, everything works out and you can't stop. You either need to increase in the boat or drain everything. As the observation of beginners show, this usually leads to draining the deposit because people do not understand that they will not earn all the money, but they can drain a lot. In the case, you need to stop and record either profit or a lose. Write your problem in the comments. Let's go through the problem solving now. The first is the limitation of trading time. It's about discipline. By limiting the trading time, you can discipline your trading. To limit yourself, you can set an alarm clock and add trading strictly according to it, regardless of what is happening on the market. This is useful because after working on this scheme for at least a month, you will already be able to stop and you will develop a habit. The next solution is to limit the number of transactions. This is the action that helps you to control overcoming the psychological boundaries of the bank. Due to the fact that you will limit the number of the transactions, provided that the amount of the transactions is properly controlled, you minimize the risk of draining the bank. Because after making a certain number of transactions, you will not continue trading. Also stop like alarm clock. This way you can save your deposit, save it or increase it. You will be able to get used to working with a large bank. The next important point in solving problems is to control the size of the bank. You have to control your bank. If you have earned a good amount over their investment, then withdraw part of deposit and start working as before. I've been working on this principle for a long time, and what I earn over the total balance, I usually withdraw with the end of the week or 2 weeks. Money management is also problem solver. It's about managing your money. You need to determine what period you're going to enter the market, how many transactions you want to make during this period, and what outcome of the event you exit the market, how much you worked with different outcomes, how you increase or decrease amount of transactions for given a period. Money management should be focused on earning and saving deposit in the first place. Don't forget about it. The next point is a record profits or losses. The trading plan is your trading limits. You can set a trading goal in the plan, that is, you must indicate that you want to achieve some goal. For example, with $1,000, make $100 clean. That is 10%. This is quite realistic, but you should know that if you stop understanding what is happening on the market, you need to stop. If If you have a good plus, but you already slowly started to drain, then you need to stop, look at profits, and based on this, build your limits and boundaries according to the trading plan. The next problem-solving point is to work out the strategy on a demo that relates to the seriousness and confidence of your actions. If you know which strategy to trade, that is better now to start. You need to work out the least one demo strategy with which you will find signals to enter into transactions. And after that, you can switch to real account. The next point is to work on errors. If something doesn't work out of a week, it means you're doing something wrong and you need to find out what the problem might be. For example, in analysis, if so, it is better to describe and understand all the actions step by step, observe and practice them. Sometimes there are people who fail for a month, but they don't even try to figure out what the problem is, and they continue to work hard according to the same pattern. Don't have to do that. Analyze the mistakes and your actions. This concludes this lesson. If you have any questions, ask them in the comments. So, it was a new lesson for Trading Foundation on Enter Point channel. My name is Sasha. See you later and have a good profits. Subscribe, push the likes, tell your friends and share this video. Bye now.